Well, what are you going to do about that?
I'm gonna stay here because it's safe.
Oh, so do you have warrants for your arrest in the United States or something?
I can't find that out.
You can't find that out. Why not?
That's a good question.
You should be able to.
How?
What state do you have problems in?
The only state I would know about would be California, but it could be anywhere. I don't fucking. I've been beat by the system. I'm getting very depressed. I feel good right now. It's noon, but by 12 o'clock tonight, I don't know how you do it, but I can't do it anymore. I'm 65, and they beat the shit out of me. And you're a strong man. You worked on crab boats.
Oh
I'm
yeah, yeah.
I worked construction, but I was born in the office and born. Some people would say born with a silver spoon. I think we were just middle class family.
Yeah, I did all kinds of tough jobs. I was a garbage man back in the days when the garbage man had to pick up the garbage by hand with a big steel can. And I was running up and down the stairs in Queen Anne and Capitol Hill in Seattle, downtown Seattle, and I'd empty two or three full-size aluminum garbage cans into the one big aluminum can I had with a hook on the shoulder. I've worked as a concrete finisher, a fence post hole digger. I've been a roofer. I've been a logger, and it was just all too easy for me. And I went to crab fish in Alaska. Pushing over 700-pound pots is something I like to do.
So, you're very intelligent. You're kicking ass in this court system.
Oh,
Uh,
they hate me. I've advertised in the internet since December 8, 1996, that I drive with no license, no insurance, no seatbelt, and smoke pot. And so can you.
really?
Oh yeah, I'm the author of the Ultimate User Flyer. You send me. You got. I guess you sent me your email. I'll send you some of my flyers. I'll tell you this. Most people don't know this, but I'm the real reason why they legalized medical marijuana in Washington and Colorado and about 20 other states. And the reason for that is my flyer shows a state statute side by side with the federal statute. It shows that you can lawfully possess marijuana. Actually, it works for all controlled substances, but I'm not promoting use of bad drugs or narcotics that are bad for you, like methamphetamines or heroin, or those things are bad for you. Ecstasy is bad for you. Those things will they cause permanent brain damage. They burn holes in your brain. But marijuana is a plant from God. It's a plant of renown. And the Bible says eat the seed. The seed is the meat, and that's my religious conviction. That's my religious belief. And it's a God-given plant. So fuck the government. They have no right to tell us what we can't do. But I'll tell you, you be careful. Don't try to take no weed out of Thailand. The first time I went to Thailand in 1987, I was staying at a motel called the Krit Thai Mansion, and I was reading on the front page of the newspaper an American citizen, the blonde lady, was scheduled to be executed, beheaded the next morning for trying to smuggle one marijuana joint.
Well,
Fucking just one marijuana joint out of Thailand, and I watched her get her head chopped off on
serious?
TV. On TV, they don't fuck around in Thailand.
No, there
Uh-uh.
the corruption runs around the world, and that's a big problem. So I hear you.
Well, we're in a different country. You got to follow their laws. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, no, I could get into more stories. I like you. I like you. So
Kucho like up to Louis. You go tip on Song Pigwa.
I know Nitnoy Thai.
Acha and Muay Thai.
My Thai boxing, my Thai boxing, but no, I Nitnoy Thai. I'm trying to learn. I'm too old and too stupid. My brain is. I might have dementia. I might already have Alzheimer's. My dad had some of it, and so I'm scared. I'm scared.
Yeah, I stayed in the boxing camps called Kip Pet Noi, Kip Majestic, Luke Tapa, and several other camps that I don't even remember the names of them anymore because the names are too fancy.
Well, I watch. They have it every day. Well, it's now in Pattaya. They built a beautiful arena. It burnt down. They rebuilt it. It's on.
The Rajatam Nerve Stadium or Lupini?
No. This is in Pattaya.
Oh,
It's called Max
okay,
Mai Tai.
yeah,
Google Max Mai Tai on Facebook. You can see all this shit online. They're trying to grow it and sell it around the world. It's interesting,
right,
but it's a brutal
yeah.
sport. Brutal sport.
Yeah, I did. I trained with three world champions from 1980 to 1996. I trained Maurice Smith, the longest reigning champion in the sport history of kickboxing. I trained him and taught him how to do Thai style leg kicks. former WKA World Bantamweight Champion Rod Key and former WKA World Featherweight Champion Victor Solier. We all worked out together for like 16 years.
Wow. Wow.
So I was into the fighting. I lived in Thailand for over 2 years. That's why I speak Thai.
So I can't learn. How old are you?
I'm 57 years old.
57. Okay. Let me ask you a simple question. I have a.
Is the years of crab fishing in Alaska and working out boxing and kickboxing that made me strong. You know.
No, that's what I getting too lazy, too fat, and it's harder.
Well,
But
you're in a hot country. If you just were to go for a walk every morning for like 45 minutes, you lose weight and get in shape easily there. It's so hot.
well, I try, but I have so much shit at home that's tearing me apart.
Yeah, well, here's what you do. You swallow a tablespoon of Bragg's apple cider vinegar and a tablespoon or two of coconut oil, and then go for an hour walk every morning in Thailand. You'll lose weight quick.
Send me that in a text in here, because my wife is taking that shit. She's taking apple cider vinegar. She's much more holistic and stuff. So, can you get me? I have a 5,000. Oh, you got it right there. That's what. Yeah, she likes that shit. It tastes like shit, but okay.
Yeah, well, if you chug it really quick, it just it's okay. Just chug it real quick, and then you get orange juice or water or something else as a chaser.
Okay, I will do it. I'm gonna do it with her. This is why this is the neighbor. She's trying to learn English, but she's slowing down. Say hi.
What's your like that? What's your like that? Sawadi Cup? Louis. Louis.
He talked Thai. Farong talk Thai.
ผมอยู่ประมาณ3 ปีกว่าผมอยู่ขายมวยเก็บเป็ดน้อยเก็บเป็ดเจสติกลูกตัวฟ้าเก็บมานะ
Yeah, he know Thai. Speak Thai. Go tell Tard. Go tell Tard. I'm in the village right now, and my whole approach to life changes. No, I like it for 3 days. After that, I can't handle it.
Right.
So, hey, I have a judgment against what I would call a corrupt attorney or a shit attorney or a money grabbing attorney for $5,000 plus interest for a bunch of years. Can you help me get that? It's a small claims judgment, and I'd be willing.
Yeah, that's kind of, let me give you a quick rundown of my fees. That's kind of like small potato stuff for me. If you were in my state, in Washington State, and you got like a drunk driving charge, or reckless driving, negligent driving, whatever, I charge $500 to review in-state tickets. Out-of-state tickets, I charge $750 to review it. That doesn't pay me to do the case yet. That's what I charge to review the case. If you have any kind of a civil case in the Superior Court, child support, child custody, breach of contract, landlord-tenant violation, illegal foreclosure, illegal eviction, you get huge credit card bills and huge debts, I charge $3,500 as my minimal to review any kind of a civil matter. Okay, so it doesn't seem worth it to pay me $3,500 just to review something that you only owe $5,000 on. That doesn't.
No. He owes me. He owes me. I have the judgment.
Yeah. Oh, he owes you. Okay. Also, if you got felony charges, trafficking in cocaine or methamphetamines, felony assaults, burglary, larceny, a felon in possession of firearms, any kind of a felony crime, I charge $5,000 to review a case.
I don't have any of that either that I know about. So let me finish the proposal, then you can turn me down, just like to the guy in Kansas. I like your story on Danielle's site. So I'll split whatever it is 50-50 with you. Show me what you can do and get my money, and then I can move on. Then I have
how much does the guy owe you?
5,000 plus interest, 10%, I think it is.
Yeah. I would have to charge you $750 just to look at it. Just to tell you, because here's the thing. I have to make a trip to the law library, and I have to research, whatever state it's in, the case law, the statutes, the court rules. And I have to figure out, how to do a garnishment or execution of judgment proceeding there. Is the guy working?
He's a lawyer. He's got a
Oh, he's a
house.
lawyer.
He's a lawyer. He's got a house. Bottom line, I'm a dumb motherfucker. Grew up in a construction family. I'll split it with you 50-50 if you can get it, and I'll send you whatever you want. And if you look at it and you can't do it, then what are you lost? Same as you told the guy in Kansas.
Like I said, I charge $750 to review anything like that out of state. And that's not something that you normally look at. Normally on a civil matter, I'll charge $3,500. For any civil matter. Small claim stuff is something I really don't mess with. It's just too small potatoes.
Should be a fucking slam dunk.
Well, still, I have to go research at the library. For me, it's a 2.5, 3 hour drive to go to the law library in Olympia, Washington.
How come you don't have it on your fucking computer in your house?
No. Okay, look. I'll show you something about my office here. Okay. I do things the old-fashioned way. So all the case law on the floor that I photocopied, I do research the old-fashioned way. I go to the law library and I photocopy cases right out of the books at the library. I don't. People who do stuff online take the shortcuts. They lose cases.
Okay.
Judges like it when you write motions. You write the exact page number of the case, and so I actually go photocopy the actual cases out of the law books at the library. I do things the old-fashioned way.
Okay, I like that. That's interesting. Let me throw another one at you. Two prong. I am bipolar, and there's a trust for me that there's about $100,000 and a condo.
If case law.
Yeah.
This is what I copy cases by hand. In the last 4 or 5 years that I've lived here in Mo Clips, I have filled 7 6-foot-high 5-shelf bookshelves with 3-ring binders. Every single one of those 3-ring binders, I filled by hand, photocopy 1 page at a time out of the law books.
You sound like my dad.
So it's tedious, it's time-consuming, it's old-fashioned, it's slow, and yeah, it does cost money. So it's, like I said, I don't like to mess with small stuff. But you got something bigger you just said. What's this trust about?
My dad passed away. My sister's just doling out the money to me under a promise, and the paperwork is the shits. She's already violated it. What do you call it? Precedent.
Is she embezzling money from your account?
No, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe. Just if you, I'll make it real simple. Ask her, draft a document for me, a legal document that I can mail to her to do an audit, and that should end my problem. I paid this one fucking attorney. First of all, she's got her, what is it? What's it called? Engagement letter. They've gone from retainer agreements to engagement letters, and we could talk about the system all fucking day. That's what you were doing with Danielle. I listened to more of that video than I ever. That's 4 hours. I don't have fucking 4 hours. You don't have 4 hours to talk to me.
Yeah, she's in what, California? She's in California.
The attorney or Danielle?
No, okay. Your trust, your sister, who's managing your funds or whatever. Where is she at?
California. Yes, I'm sorry.
California. And so your parents passed away and left what, money in a trust for you or something?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you want to do with this trust? You just want to see?
I want her to quit or be fired. It's been 4 years of hell. It's destroyed the family, and there's a clause in there. The one the $1 clause, right? If anybody challenges a trust, you get $1.
Ooh, yeah, that's a problem. If anybody challenges the trust and it forces the estate to have to defend itself, they can get excluded from that. That's been upheld in a lot of states. I was looking at something like that 2 years ago.
Okay. Well, how much to research that? Because that's the big
Do
one.
you have copies of the trust?
No, I've
Do you have
never,
copies of the trust?
I have a copy, but I've never gotten a legitimate copy. That's the court records and all the bullshit you guys were talking about. I know this shit happens. This happened to me before. And that's what these fucking, and she knows attorneys, she knows judges. So she sent me bad copies to begin with. So I never have a legitimate copy. I've asked, what I do is every attorney I try to hire, I say, you go get it from them, and they won't even go that step. They won't do that.
Well, you need to call up the court clerk, okay, and they'll take your visa or whatever over the telephone and order a certified copy of the entire court file.
There is no file. I haven't sued anybody yet.
Okay, but okay, your parents went through probate, a will. What do you got?
Trust.
Okay, was the trust filed in the county recorder's office?
That we can buy online. That we can buy online. I'll send you a check right now for that.
No, you would send it. First of all, you would contact the county recorder, whatever county you're in, and you'd have to give them your Visa or MasterCard over the phone and order it from them.
No, it's on the internet in California. The court records are there. I've ordered them once before.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with California process with ordering stuff online. Usually, all my clients, they want me to review their case. I make my clients have to make copies of their paperwork and send it to me in the mail by snail mail, either UPS, DHL, or Federal Express.
I will go online right now if I can and find the thing and send you a link, if that's okay.
No. Okay, here I'll tell you something. People want to send me their documents electronically. I delete them. You don't realize who you're talking to here. In the last 4 years, I've had 5 hard drives completely crashed. So I no longer accept electronic attachments of anybody's stuff at all.
Well, they're coming after you, huh?
You're talking to a guy who's beaten the IRS. You're talking to a guy who beat the largest marijuana case in the United States for a pro se litigant. The government is trying to crash my computer all the time.
No, they already crashed mine. They stole my shit. I know what you're saying, so I can understand that. So how do, and can you will you how much to go to the IRS? Because I have a April 2nd. I think I missed a deadline, but I'm out of the country, so then the laws change. You have you've done enough research.
I don't keep up on I don't do people's taxes. Okay, when I talk about my specialties like IRS stuff, my specialty in IRS stuff is keeping people from going to prison for income tax evasion or willful failure to file income tax returns.
Maybe that's the charges that I got.
Really?
So the guys on the internet. The guys on the internet, that's what I can't. These guys tell me shit, but they're like you. They're evasive. When I keep asking questions, can't get a fucking straight answer. They want money. Everybody wants fucking money on the internet.
Right. But here's the thing: do you have any paperwork from the IRS telling you that you owe anything?
Yeah, I have well, no, the paperwork's in California. I'm here, so I don't have. I just have a copy over the internet.
Yeah, well, I can't tell you anything without reading your file.
Okay.
I would need you to make copies of paperwork and send it to me with a consulting fee, and let me tell you what I do with a consulting fee. Okay, have you ever hired an attorney before to do anything?
All the fucking time. All I do is get fucked without Vaseline.
Okay, so you paid an attorney's retainer, right?
And that's what I started to tell you. I hired this lady. She's an accountant and an attorney. All she's done is taken $6,000 of my money, and I'm disputing those charges. And I hired specifically for her to do the 2015 IRS tax deficiency notice that was sent to my house. And I told her, do not let the statute go by. I want you to respond by April 2nd. And she did not.
Right.
She did not.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say when I send you my consulting fee notice, there's going to be an attachment to it called an attorney's retainer. And I made a flyer out of this. This was pretty funny, but years ago, uh, I was in downtown Seattle visiting the main office of the State Bar Association, and they had a pile of newsletters on a coffee table, and I asked them if they were free, if I could take one. They said sure. I got home and I started reading. I started laughing my butt off. There's a California case that's in this newsletter, and I pulled it at the library. This California case says an attorney's retainer is considered to be merely a gift, a donation. The fee is considered earned at the time you paid the money, regardless of the fact the attorney has not done any services for you. It says right in the case, the attorney's retainer merely pays for the availability of the attorney. What that means is he'll return your phone call, but he's not obligated to do a damn thing for you. He just took your money for, he graced you with his presence. You go sit with the attorney for half an hour to an hour, and you pay 10,000-15,000 retainer, and you walk out of that office thinking he started working for you. I'm sorry. You go back the next day asking for that money back, they're going to say, I'm sorry, there's no refund, you get nothing back. They never even fucking looked at your case, they just stole your money. That's what attorneys do, okay? They don't even look at your fucking case. So instead of charging you, a $10,000 retainer or whatever, I charge a consulting fee. Now here's what I do for the consulting fee. I have you send me copies of your file, I read your file, I take a highlighter pen and I highlight every statute, court rule, case law on it. I go online the internet and I go to your government website and I print out that specific statute or whatever and I save it down to your file. And so I read the statute, I read your paperwork, and I also tell you, like, if you got a situation with cops, police reports. If the cop lied about something, you put it in writing what they lied about. If they left something out, you tell me what they left out. If they put something out of order, you tell me what order it happened in. And then I get in my car and I drive 2.5, 3 hours east to the law library in Olympia, Washington, for Addison in Seattle. Either case, I got to pay $2 an hour parking, 15 cents a page of coffee. I'll spend $8 to $10 on a breakfast, lunch, or dinner, depending how long I'm out. And while I'm at the library, I'll copy the entire statute annotated for whatever statute they're using against you. Now, the statute books contain just the text of the raw statute, but the statute annotated is a special volume of books that contains the case law for each statute. And it may be 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 100 pages of case law quotes just for that one statute. When I'm done copying that section of the statute annotated, I will sit down and I'll speed read through the case quotations, looking for cases that sound similar to your case, relevant or on point to your case, maybe the same probable cause for pulling you over, arresting you, whatever. And then I'll go through other books while I'm there, like Amjur Second.
No, I've done all this shit when I was in family law. I can't do it anymore. I can't learn Thai.
Yeah.
My brain is fried.
Yeah.
It's no fucking good.
Yeah. Well, if you start eating a tablespoon or two of coconut oil a day, it'll restore your memory.
Okay, coconut oil.
Oil is really good for your memory.
Well, she gives me lots of coconut. No, she gives me coconut milk.
Yeah.
Coconut milk.
And you should grow some rosemary plants in your room because the aura of rosemary plants will help your memory.
Okay.
The spice, rosemary.
So how are you doing?
Coconut oil is really good for your memory.
How are you doing? You live by the beach. It sounds like you work 12 hours a day.
Pretty much. I read all day. I read case law. I read case law all day and read people's files and I type legal briefs. That's all I do.
You got a girlfriend?
Yeah. Yeah, she's in Louisiana. I'm going to be moving to Louisiana here, fairly soon, and we're getting married. So.
Congratulations! I got a friend that's in Louisiana, and then another friend that's in Louisiana. Just one guy's over here right now. He's going home the 18th. You're an interesting man.
Well, it sounds like you're having fun in Thailand.
Well, it's a land of smiles. You've been here. It's a beautiful place. Yeah. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different, but you can live like a king on $2,000 a month.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah, people are living on $500. They're living on $300 a month.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Thailand is still way cheaper than here, that's for sure.
And we just spent days in Vietnam. Is the country I liked looking at it, but it's a little bit more conservative than Thailand.
I really miss eating eating authentic Thai food.
Oh, it's my wife just cooked masaman for breakfast and lunch, and it was phenomenal, fucking good.
I like a I like a dish called Kaman Gai.
Come on, guy. I'll have to ask her.
Kaman Gai. It's basically it's like an oily chicken,
Yeah.
greasy chicken, oily chicken. It tastes really good with
I
rice.
got. How you want to take a break? Come take a vacation. I'll put you up in my condo and fly you over here, and you can help me.
I wish I could. I got too much work. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Thanks.
Okay.
I appreciate the offer, but I'm swamped with too much stuff right now.
You winning?
I always end up winning sooner or later, just a matter of time. Yeah,
All right.
yeah. My girlfriend had a case a few months ago. She got charged with strangling her mother, and they dropped the felony charges at the first hearing.
Wow. Did she strangle her mother?
Yeah. No, no. Her family made up a story because they're trying to get the mom away from her because they want the mother's Social Security money. We're talking about a bunch of drug addicts, who don't have jobs, and they're trying to steal the mother because she knows she gets a couple $1,000s for. They all know that she gets a couple $1,000s a month for taking care of her mother. She's been her mother's guardian for 10 years, and if she moves to Louisiana, all of a sudden they're claiming she's assaulting her mother. That's bullshit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
But anyway, I'm going to send you some emails, and I'll send you some of my flyers that are attached to it, like Indian. I'll send you an email about Indians' right to travel without a driver's license.
Indians.
You know?
Well, wait, can you get my? Oh. Can you get my wife to America?
You have to marry her to do that.
I married her already. I'll show.
Right.
Here, I'll walk here. Hold on. Oh no, I can do both. I can do both. Hold on. We got married a year ago. We just didn't get married legally.
Right. Right. So you should be able to just get a visa for her to go to America because you're married.
But no, we didn't get married. We didn't get married legally.
Well, you need to get married legally then.
Well, that's what everybody's telling me. But the law says. See that? We got married. Oh, I didn't show you. Wait, wrong way. I got to show you this way. We had a big ceremony here a year ago. We didn't get married legally because the government said if you get married legally, all the fucking time and money we spent on visas goes out the window. You got to start all over again. Then on November 28th, they rejected my visa because they've hidden all my paperwork. Can't find it from my divorce because I got fucked in my divorce. Oh, I got chest pains. Oh, fuck. They've hidden all the paperwork, and so they blame me. It's not her. But we had three interviews for a tourist visa. I'll take any fucking kind of visa. Maybe that would be the thing. Have apply with a tourist visa. But can I walk into the embassy and record? I heard your thing on recording with Danielle Hatcher. Because they didn't say no this time, but they didn't say yes either.
I got a better idea. I'm not up on immigration law. It's been 5 or 6 years since I've looked at immigration stuff. But here's what you could do. You could put an ad in the local Bangkok newspaper that you're looking for a maid and a cook to clean and cook and clean for you, right? And you run it from America. You should just come back to America and run the ad, and then there's going to be a bunch of girls apply for the ad, but of course you're only going to choose your wife, and you apply for a work visa. And I'm not sure how much the rules have changed. I knew that this was true 20-something years ago. I don't know if the rules have changed.
No, everybody's trying to beat the system, and so if you're legitimate, they're fucking you over.
Okay, well here's the thing: you have her answer to the ad that you put out in the Bangkok newspaper, and then you send out a letter saying you're hired or whatever, and then you have to put up like a bond, like $2,500, and you have to guarantee that she stays there at least a year, and that she gets to stay at your place for at least a year, and you have to put up like a $2,500 bond or something, just in case you kicked her out in the street or something. She wouldn't be penniless or broke, and that way she'd be your mail order maid instead of your mail order bride.
Fuck. I think that's what all this shit with all
that
the.
makes the woman that makes the woman all pissed off because they all want to get their hooks into you by being legally married to you, and you could do this for several years, and if she doesn't toe the line and do what you want, you just send her back. Because the work visa will be over.
Well, I have a legitimate relationship with her. She's agreed to sign a prenuptial agreement with me. I believe she's honest and integrity.
You hire her as a maid and get her on the work visa. It's much faster and easier than trying to get married.
I'll take a look at that.
Once you get over there, then when you get over there to the United States, then you marry her here in the United States. Now that'll change things a lot. And you apply for the process over here.
The green card, yeah. I was in the border. That's what they stole my phone. They destroyed the evidence, and we were in America. If I would have went to jail, that's what I should have done. But she would have been the one that would have went to jail. And now I'm learning with the news, with all this protest, all these people going to the border. She should have just let them arrest her, and we probably could have worked everything out from America. They probably would have plea bargained the whole thing down and got it done, not to pay to send her back.
Right.
So.
See, I overstayed my visa originally when I went to Thailand. I was only supposed to stay for 6 months, and I stayed there for more than 2 years. They were pissed.
But that's the Thai government, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you buy your way out of that. There's a guy here right now. He's been here forever. He's lost everything. He's living in a pigsty.
I paid them like $1,500, and they let me off the hook.
Yeah, that's how it works here. Yeah, if we cleaned up our government and got more like that, it'd be a hell of a lot cheaper and better, I think. But I don't know.
Yeah, the only thing we need to do with our government is hang them all.
Drain the swamp. Drain the swamp.
See, the problem is Trump is part of the swamp.
I think so, but I don't know. Interesting.
Oh, come on. He's been quoted in the newspapers as saying Jeff Epstein is a really great guy. You know what Jeff Epstein is?
You told me. I saw you thinking of a pedophile or something.
He's a convicted child molester, pedophile, and his island's being sued. Bill Clinton's been there 27 times. Hillary Clinton, a known lesbian, has been there 7 times. Okay, and Trump, he gets lap dances from his own fucking daughter, and he says he wants to date his own daughter. And he said he's been to the island, and it says Jeff Epstein's a really great guy. You're the president of the United States, and you're saying a child molester or a convicted pedophile is a really great guy. Are you fucking kidding me?
See, I'm finding out more of these fucking stories all the time. All these people know all this shit, but it's buried, it's hidden, it's covered up.
And he's fucking Jewish. Did you know that?
Epstein, yeah, I would think so, but I don't know.
Trump is Jewish.
Oh, Trump is Jewish? I'm Jewish, so I don't give a fuck.
There's a videotape of him wearing the Jewish beanie cap. I'm not prejudiced against Jews. I'm just saying that he's hidden what he is from all of us, and I don't like it when people lie. Okay, he went to the Wailing Wall. Do you know what the Wailing Wall is?
I've been there.
Yeah, do you know what it is?
No, I just been there.
Have you ever read the Talmud?
No. I'm a very shitty Jew.
Okay, you know what the crevice is?
Where they stick notes in it or something, papers.
Have you ever seen the rabbis put one hand up against the wall and put the other hand on their crotch and they rock back and forth? There's videos of it all over YouTube.
No, I haven't seen that one, but go ahead.
Okay, they put one hand up against the wall, they grab their crotch with another hand, they rock back and forth, and they're simulating jacking off. Because according to the Jewish Talmud, Jesus Christ, the blasphemer, okay, the Jewish definition of blasphemy is if you claim to be the son or daughter of God, you're a blasphemer. So they claim that Jesus Christ, because he claimed to be the son of God, is boiling in a vat of human excrement in the lake of fire. So they're simulating jacking off to keep that vat full. That's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, fuck.
And it's not conspiracy theory, it's actually in the Jewish Talmud.
Well, all this, you could go, I don't know. Religion is just another fucking business, just like the lawyers. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. And there's a lot of fake religions out there.
Mm.
I call them religious cults.
Cults. Okay.
Like the Mormons, that's a cult. The Jehovah's Witnesses, that's a cult. Any faith that takes God out of the picture and says God is not the Father, Jesus is not the Son, the Holy Ghost, all three are one. It says the Holy Trinity doesn't exist. That is a cult.
Okay. Are you a religious man, or do you just use that in the law?
I'm Christian,
Okay.
okay, but I don't go to a church. Okay, a building, made of wood or sticks and stones or logs or bricks, a building is not a church. The Bible says we are the churches.
I've not heard that from a lot of people. Do you know Gavin Sign for Liberty? You followed him?
I know who he is.
Yeah. Is he a pretty straight shooter?
I've never met him or talked to him in person. He seems to be kind of a person that likes to do YouTube videos or something.
Yes.
My thing has been help. My thing has been what I do mainly is I've made my living undercutting attorneys for the last 20 years. I provide people an alternative to hiring a bar attorney because most people are figuring out finally that bar attorneys are going to take their money and they're going to pretend to fight, but they're not really going to fight. They're going to lose on purpose right in front of you while pretending to fight.
Yes. Yes.
They're
Okay.
trying to get you to plead guilty, plea bargain. And I ask people, does you spend all that money and does pleading guilty sound like much of a bargain?
Well, no, I have story. I have enough stories in my lifetime about attorneys in the system, and so I know what you're saying.
That's what 80-90% that's what attorneys do with 80-90% of their clients. They get your money and then they tell you, I got you a really good deal. I got you a plea bargain. And that's why I ask everybody: does pleading guilty sound like a bargain after you paid all that money?
Yeah, and no, and the divorce attorney's fighting for him. Can I play this video on the internet? Are you okay with that?
I don't care.
Okay, will it go anywhere? That's the other thing. I don't know what's getting posted, what's not getting posted.
There's I got a lot of haters out there. Most of the people you see attack me on the internet, they're undercover COINTELPRO agents. They're undercover CPS social workers. Some of the people are attorney lovers. And other people are what I call the dipshit family law leaders, or these family law advocates that they really don't know the law. They're not attorneys. They're not paralegals. But they try to tell parents they can help them. And there's a few of them out there that help people get their parents get their kids back. But in most situations where they're claiming they did this or that, I see that it was a really easy situation, and the court was have to give the kid back anyway.
Would have happened anyway? Yeah. That's I like the shit you said.
And it was the attorney who made the motion, so it's really the attorney who did it. So, to me, family law advocates are all part of the problem. Okay, they're all pissed at me because they know I'm smarter than them, and they know that I know the law as good or better than any attorney. I'm telling you, I'm the guy that's going to take down the fucking CPS.
Okay.
And I think they all know that. That's why they're all fucking trying to shut me out.
How about Chris? I talked to Chris yesterday on the way to the airport. Chris.
I don't know who you're talking about.
He's setting up an electronic company, and he's working with Congress to overturn a lot of this shit. I forget his last name, but he's on my page where I sent him stuff. First time I talked to him once before. Then there's a guy, Kirk Slaw.
I'll tell you something. I've looked at every Yahoo group, every Google group, every blog, every website, all the different Facebook groups. There's mothers' rights groups, fathers' rights groups, stop parental alienation groups, stop forced adoption groups, and there's nobody in the entire family law, what I call the non-movement, that has the legal knowledge, the legal vision, or the legal skills to take down the CPS. I've watched the family law movement not move anywhere for the last 20 plus fucking years.
Me too, sir. Me
blah,
too.
Blah, blah, blah. You hear every group, you'll see all the groups saying we're going to do marches, rah, rah, rah. Marches don't do shit. Rallies, rah, rah, rah. Rallies don't do shit. Petitions, rah, rah, rah. Every group has done petitions, write letters to presidents, and then they talk about wasting money to go to Washington, D.C. That's a huge waste of money. And then you're going to go stay in motels in Washington, D.C. Well, those motels are owned by the same pedophiles and child molesters that own Pizzagate. So they're going there. They're enriching the enemy. They're giving money to the enemy. And then they wanted to hire an attorney named Connie Reguli. There's a perfect example. A fucking dyke lesbian fucking attorney with a butch haircut. She was part of the Hillary Clinton administration, okay? And no matter how she tries to distance herself, she even put a picture of herself with Bill Clinton. How fucking stupid can you be? The dumb bitch is such a narcissist. And look at me, I'm with the Bill Clinton. And I'm thinking to myself, you dumb bitch. You have to show off that you're with Bill Clinton. You know what? You can't be in pictures with those people unless you're one of them. And you know what? And she's been around a long time, so I know that lady's a fucking smart lady. How come she's never told ways how to beat CPS publicly? Okay? How come not a single of these higher bar attorneys have ever come out and told you that you could do a Frank's motion to challenge perjured testimony in a civil case? They will lie to attorneys. I'll tell you this, they'll all lie to you. They'll say, oh no, a Frank's motion is only for criminal cases. That's bullshit. Okay, I got case law that proves it. In fact, the recent Ninth Circuit case, what they called the Marcia Breeken case, the Right to Life social worker case, that case cites a case called the Kostanich case. And if you watch that videotape with that Chinese attorney in California, Pansy Lin, and the judges, they're all attacking the Kostanich case. Let me tell you something. When they attack a case, my ears perk like, oh shit, the judge doesn't like this case. I better go fucking look at that case. And the Kostanich case cites a Washington State Supreme Court decision called Jones versus the State of Washington. That case lays out that there's the principle that you cannot hold somebody in jail or put somebody in jail based upon knowing and use of false and perjured testimony is a violation of the 14th Amendment and your right to due process of law that normally applies in a criminal proceeding. It says right in the case applies equally to a civil proceeding. Okay.
Oh my God. What's the statute of limitations on that? Jesus Christ.
There is none. There is none. There is no statute of limitations on fraud. Okay? You can file a CR-16 motion to vacate judgment, and all states have a statute or a court rule for motions to vacate judgment. If you can prove fraud, false and perjured testimony, you can file what's called a Frank's motion. You get a full-on evidentiary hearing called a Frank's hearing. If you prove by preponderance of evidence that the cop lied, told a lie when he applied for a search warrant to search your house, like for a meth lab or a marijuana grow or something, the remedy is, the procedure is, the judge is required to remove the perjured testimony from the application for a search warrant to search your house, or if the cop left something out, they have to supply that missing information. The judge now has to make a fresh ruling. Would I have granted this warrant if I known about this perjured testimony, or if I knew about this missing information? And if the answer is no, the judge has to release that person from jail right the fuck now. No more court hearings. Okay, this has never been applied to a family court proceeding. And every attorney across the entire United States has kept their mouth shut on this. So let me ask you something. Do you think Louis Ewing is the genius of the century, or do you think all the attorneys are a bunch of dumb fucks? They're ignorant, they're lazy, they're too lazy to do any research? Or are they all in conspiracy and keeping their mouth shut and not telling all the...
No, you kill the cash cow. You kill the cash cow.
They're losing cases on purpose. Okay? They're not putting on affirmative defenses. And I'll tell you something. The real reason why they close a child's case after they terminate the parental rights, because they don't want somebody with knowledge of the law like me looking at the file and say, well, look, the attorney didn't do anything. They didn't even challenge probable cause. There's nothing here upon which you can appeal because they never raised any meritorious issues. And then they're not notifying the children of their rights to appeal, which in all states you have what's called a first appeal of right, okay, and they're entitled to that appeal. And in California, they would not be allowed to withdraw according to a case called Andrews versus California. And if there's any meritorious issues, a judge is required to scour the record, say, and if the judge finds something in the record, then he has to order that attorney, well, I want you to write a brief on this. Or the children themselves or the parent can file a pro se supplemental brief complaining to the court the public defender didn't raise this argument, didn't raise this argument. If the judge or the court sees merit in that, they're required under Andrews versus California to order the attorney to brief that shit out. But they're not doing that because they're not even filing the appeal in the first place with intent, conspiracy to avoid having to file what's called an Andrews brief. They're intentionally not appealing because they're intentionally wanting to avoid having to file an Andrews brief, which prohibits them from withdrawing from a case in California based upon the fact that there's no meritorious issues. Okay, and that's not true. That's not true. I guarantee you that I could look at any court file where they terminated some parents' rights, and I'll find errors in the file. But how are you going to get it if you didn't get copies of that file before they closed the case? You're screwed. They won't let you get copies of it after they closed it because basically they're committing a felony crime by covering up evidence.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. You know, remember there were 6 cops that went to jail for beating up Rodney King?
Yeah, yeah.
There was like 20-something cops. What did they go to jail for?
No.
For what they didn't do. They stood by and watched the other cops beat up and stomp Rodney King in the ground. They did nothing.
Oh, those are the six. The six.
This is what all the attorneys are doing. They're standing by and watching the social workers lie. The assistant attorney generals or the district attorneys or prosecutors are putting their company signature on the social workers' lie. They're actually supporting perjury. The judges know all about it. Wink, wink, wink. The attorneys passed a statute in every state granting a witness immunity for committing perjury. So now the social workers, they'll take the stand and lie with impunity, knowing that they can't be charged with perjury because the statute gives them immunity for committing perjury. And then you tell these dumb bitches they're going to get an adoption bonus if they get a successful adoption. So they're going to lie their ass off to get that adoption bonus. And that's what it all comes down to: committing perjury to make money off selling your children to child molesters.
Wow, dude.
CPS is a nationwide child prostitution ring.
Wow.
That's the truth.
Wow.
That's the real reason why they killed Nancy Schaefer, is because she connected the dots between the gay rights movement and the federal funding and child prostitution rings. That's the real reason they killed her.
I saw a little bit about that. So how they're going to kill you, aren't they?
What's that?
They're going to come after you.
You know, people have been telling me that for years. You know, the way I see it, God's protecting me, so I don't give a shit. They can't do nothing to me.
Okay.
It's predestinated. When we all die, it's predestinated. That's in God's hands.
Okay. Okay.
So I ain't scared of shit. I ain't worried about shit.
I took way too much of your time already. I think I talked to you once before now, but I can't remember. Do you remember talking to me?
Yeah.
You do?
I think so. A long time ago.
Yeah.
Your voice is familiar, but I don't recognize the face because we didn't do face to face.
Yeah, I talk. Yeah. Wow. Because, or maybe that was Allstate at the time. They sent me a check. I sent it to my bank, and I wrote all over it that I wasn't cashing, it wasn't endorsing, it wasn't settling it, but it expired. So I wanted to put it into a escrow account, and they basically made the case go away that way.
Oh, interesting.
So they fucked the shit out of me for 4.5 years, but it's a gray area because I'm still fucking can't walk and all this shit. I still got problems, but I live over here and get massages that keep me mobile as best they can. But I don't know. My days are limited. My days are limited.
You need to start walking. Just lying in bed, just your health, it's going to get worse.
Yeah, well, they beat the shit out of me. When I get dark and I get depressed, I fucking can't move.
Yeah.
So, all right, buddy.
All right, well, nice talking to you. I got to get back to work, but I'll be sending you some info by email.
Thank you, sir. Nice to meet you.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Nice to meet you, too.